if you've shot people, you don't have to brag about it. So in our business, I didn't have to go around and say I can go out there and, you know, have a good match with you for 20 minutes. Ric Flair, Dusty, all of them watched, and they knew. You know, I had the Road Warriors tell me one time that, you know, we used to go and ask for you for TV, and that was kind of impressive too, that they wanted to work with me, because to me it was an art form to take these guys and make them look the best way, the best that I could, because I knew if people paid to see them, we're all going to make money. And see, that's that brotherhood that's missing now. It's like I remember when Ricky Morton started working Ric Flair in those single matches, we were so happy for Ricky. Nowadays, I could see the jealousy, you know, thinking, why are you doing it? It should be me against Ric Flair. So it was a lot of respect between both of us, with me and Ric Flair. And there were some moments, of course, a lot of folks don't know, one of our famous matches was like 9 a.m. in the morning in that cold studio in Atlanta, because the cameras had to be kept at like freezing temperature so they wouldn't, you know, freeze up and all this kind of stuff and get too hot and all kind of crazy stuff. So, and Flair kind of sometimes he had to fly out. He was world champ, wrestling 365 days a year. And a lot of times he didn't want to work. He wanted to do an interview because he knew he got sweaty, he had to go catch a plane. So sometimes I think they'd say, Rick, you got to work on TV. And a lot of times he'd say, well, give me George South. To this day, he kind of jokes and calls me Ricky Steamboat because, you know, all those great matches. But I've never been so blowed up in my life. I mean, you get in there with Ric Flair. I remember we went to 2 commercial breaks, and I thought, finally, he'll let me breathe. But they went to a commercial, and it's like he kicked it in overgear during a commercial. And you can just hang on, because I think people even now don't even realize how great of shape, you know, he was in. And so that part of it, being able to be asked by Ric Flair, I mean, he wrote about me in his book about some of the matches we had. So that's, you know, you can't replace that with money. I know we all got to make money, and everybody's looking to get that big payoff, but those little things will last forever. And those mean more to me than any big payoff, is to still get, you know, I just saw Rick in Rome, Georgia, and it was kind of neat when he walked in. Out of all of them, the first guy he saw was me, and he yelled, George South. He said, they don't let wrestlers like you in here. And so everybody kind of laughed, and a guy from the show walked up to me and he said, wait a minute. He said, you got everybody in this dressing room, in this building, and he said hey to you first. He said, there's got to be a little bit of respect. So, and, you know, to me, everybody says Ric Flair needs to retire. And I get mad because, to me, that's my last connection to the way wrestling used to be. It really is. And I always ask them, what do you think Rick should be doing? Working at Walmart? I mean, come on. Ric Flair, there is a place in Ric Flair, for Ric Flair in pro wrestling. I still believe that. Now, of course, he wants to get in the ring and still work, but you can't blame him because he's still better than half the guys on TV. I mean, come on. So, but the thing he's got, you can't teach. You know, his love for pro wrestling and his desire, you can't teach that. And if some of these other guys could see that, it ain't just about going out there and performing, but, you know, people still come up to me and remember something Ric Flair done 30 years ago. You know, I remember when he broke Wahoo's, you know, rubbed Wahoo's face, broke his leg. I'm thinking that's pretty cool for people to remember that, this many years later.